Arsenal bid £50 million. A second bid has gone in for Ricardo Calafiori. We will also be talking about the perfect signing for Arsenal at the end of this video. So make sure you watch the whole video the whole way through. Chelsea are the latest club to have Dani Olmo talks, with that release clause being extended for an additional 5 days. Man United step up their interest in Leny Yorro. We have got so much to get into. England are in the final of the Euros, and this blonde hair, dyeing this blonde hair may have just been worth it. If you're new to the channel, please do go down, hit that subscribe button. 86% of everyone who watched yesterday's video was not subscribed, and we gained nearly 200 subscribers. At the way we're going, we may even hit 10,000 subscribers later this month. So big up to every single one of you. And as always, drop a like on the video if you are enjoying the content, and leave a comment and all of these transfer stories. Now, the reason why, just quickly, everyone keeps saying, why do you start with the Arsenal stuff? Because normally, Arsenal at present are the closest to signing a player. So I'm starting with the Arsenal news today, as always, because this Calafiori signing, when he gets done, is going to be absolutely huge for them in their pursuit of a Premier League title. Obviously, I pray it doesn't happen, but it looks like it's going to. Damasio, who's an incredible reliable source when it comes to Italian transfer news. Arsenal yet to meet Ricardo Calafiori asking price. Another update now on Arsenal's negotiations over Ricardo Calafiori. The Gunners have been locked in negotiations with Bologna for several days now, and they look to reach an agreement over highly rated and versatile Italian defender 22. Gianluca Damasio now reports Arsenal have offered a total deal worth £50 million, with £40 million upfront on add-ons plus a sell-on clause. However, Bologna are looking to receive £50 million initially plus add-ons, as well as that sell-on clause. Damasio says Calafiori's agent, Alessandro Lucci, is currently working on to find a compromise between the two clubs. Bologna, over 50% of the fee will be paid to Swiss club Basel, from who they signed the player, also linked to Chelsea, Juventus, Bayer Leverkusen, amongst others, last summer. And there he is. I think he's going to become an Arsenal player very, very soon. I just think, you know, Bologna are in a situation where they've got to pay out a huge amount to Basel. I'm not entirely sure why they agreed a £50 million. I'm not entirely sure why they agreed such a big sell-on clause. For me, that is absolutely steep. I'm not going to lie, it's incredibly steep. You know, £25 million of that £50 million will be going to Basel. But do let me know your thoughts down below. I think the transfer will get done. I think Basel, because they've got that, you know, sell-on clause in there, makes it a little bit difficult for Bologna. However, I think the signing will happen very, very, very soon. And, you know, it's important for Arsenal to get this signing done, because it's a statement of intent that you're not going anywhere. You are still here to stay in this Premier League title race. And, of course, with Bologna, it's about bringing in another player. They're looking now at Arsenal fullback / centre-back Kivior. And there's even talks of a potential, you know, £35 million plus Kivior for, you know, the likes of Ricardo Calafiori. Do let me know your thoughts down below. I think he will be an Arsenal player very, 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 very soon. Now, we are actually going to stay on Arsenal, because Kieran Horn from Football London has come out with some news saying Arsenal receive major transfer update for Thomas Partey replacement, with agreement reached. Wow. And this is the perfect signing for Arsenal, in my humble opinion. And that name is Youssouf Fofana. According to reports, he hasn't signed anything with AC Milan yet. And according to this report right now, he is open to joining Arsenal. He has 1 year left on his contract, an out-and-out defensive midfielder. There he is, as you can see. Let me just take that down, because the adverts keep coming up. Arsenal have been handed major Youssouf Fofana transfer update, with AS Monaco midfielder, one of the options to replace Thomas Partey over 4 years at the Emirates. The Ghanaian international is expected to depart with the search of Mikel Arteta and Edu to find a replacement. Football London has reported this summer the window assigning a midfielder with the priority of Arsenal in that DM position. Martin Subamendi, Mikel Merino, Amadou Onana, Bruno Guimaraes, and now Fofana is the latest club to be linked to joining the Gunners. Deals being agreed for either Zubamendi or Bruno Guimaraes are unlikely. Obviously, Newcastle, with the change of with some of the owners stepping down, I can't see them, going out and dropping £200 million this window, and I don't think they can because of FFP. I think that both players seem to be happy at Sociedad and Newcastle, respectively. However, Onana leaving Everton is a real possibility, while both Fofana and Merino have entered in their final 12 months of their contract. Fofana, meanwhile, spoke openly about his future ahead of representing France in the summer tournament, and he said, "We haven't spoken yet with the sporting director. Qualification for the Champions League could be very, very important. We haven't dwelt on it. We'll have to see what happens back in pre-season. With France now out of the European Championship, Fofana can be decided with his future." And according to this, he is prepared. According to Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru, the 25-year-old, has agreed personal terms with AC Milan. But now a Premier League team, and that Premier League team is Arsenal, may have to look for their Thomas Partey replacement if they've got to be quick to get that signing done. That would be, in my opinion, a very, very, very smart signing for the likes of Arsenal. I don't necessarily know if it's realistic because he has agreed personal terms with AC Milan. But you're talking about a guy who's an out-and-out DM who can play in that anchor role. He's got the engine to get up and down. Been at Monaco now for a few years. Been called up to the national team back in 2022. Didn't play a huge amount of minutes at Euro 2024, but would be a very, very, very smart signing for Arsenal. Now, we'll come back to Fofana because there's been a update with regards to Fabrizio Romano on Mason Greenwood. Olympique Marseille keep working on the Greenwood deal. And it's important to note that obviously as an academy player, 100% of the fee will go against their FFP, which is brilliant if you're a Man United fan. Olympique Marseille keep working on Mason Greenwood personal terms agreement. Discussions underway about the salary structure after €30 million package deal agreed with Manchester United. Olympique Marseille board and Roberto De Zerbi want to make it happen. Talks continue. Obviously spent last year on loan at Getafe. There he is, and now it looks like he could be on his way to link up with Marseille and their new manager, Roberto De Zerbi. It'll be an interesting season for Marseille because, ideally they want to get back into challenging for league titles. Lille have been up there recently. Monaco have been up there recently. So for Marseille, the only team in France to win the Champions League, some people say the biggest team in France, they do need to get back up there and get back up there soon. Now, moving away from the likes of Mason Greenwood, moving on to the likes of Dani Olmo. Now, Dani Olmo's release clause was scheduled to expire on the 14th of July, which is obviously Sunday's date, which is the day of the Euros where England will be bringing it home. Now, actually, while we're talking, Fabrizio Romano has just retweeted the tweet regarding Arsenal and Bologna. Bologna insist on a €50 million fee. No plans to reduce the price tag as they owe 50% to Basel. Arsenal want to include add-ons as key part of a deal. Calafiori wants Arsenal. He is waiting for them. So the fact that he's retweeted it, I do think we probably could get a Calafiori update maybe later today. But with regards to Dani Olmo, now the release clause was expected to expire on the 15th of July, and now it's valid until the 20th of July. And this is one a number of clubs should be looking at this. Tottenham, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Dani Olmo has had a fantastic Euros, 3 goals and 2 assists. Key detail on Dani Olmo following Spain's access to Euro 2024 final. The release clause will be valid until July 20th and no longer July 15th. There was a specific factor in the release clause to the Euros. Now formally approved, Chelsea worth €60 million. So that's about £54 million. I think that's £64 million. Now, Dani Olmo for me would be a fantastic signing for, yeah, it's £50.5 million. If Dani Olmo was to sign for Chelsea, that'd be an unbelievable signing for me. He's a top player. Didn't really get his flowers, as people say, in terms of his praise. But in my opinion, he can do it all. He can really play in the 10. He can play out wide. He's got a fantastic eye for goal. He's a creative spark, genuinely coming into his prime years. And according to various reports, the Daily Mirror have put Chelsea have held talks with Dani Olmo. Now, as a Spurs fan, this has kind of annoyed me because this is a player that Tottenham should be looking at if we can't get Eberechi Eze. Chelsea are among the Premier League clubs interested in a deal for Dani Olmo, reports claim. The RB Leipzig forward has played a key role in Spain's march to the final of Euro 2024, registering 3 goals and 2 assists in the last 4 games, despite mostly being used off the bench. He will, however, have an important job to do against England in Berlin on Sunday, after which he could head to the Premier League. Olmo is believed to have a £50 million release clause and is currently in Leipzig. Contract that expires on Monday with the Daily Mirror. Obviously, that's now been extended by 5 days. The Daily Mirror account in Chelsea is one of the clubs interested in his services. The Blues are even said to have held talks to the players' camp, though other players say Chelsea are adamant that a deal won't be done. Others say Dani Olmo, look, let's talk about the player in general. He ticks all the boxes that a Tottenham, a Liverpool, a Chelsea should be looking at. Scored a hat-trick against Bayern Munich last year in the German Community Shield. He's 26 years of age. He's 27, or just turned 26. Can play his main positions in the number 10, however, can play on both wings. His numbers, in terms of, if you're a stat fan, are absolutely brilliant. 5 games at the Euros, 3 goals, 2 assists. Been Spain's best player up there with the likes of Nico Williams and with the likes of Lamine Yamal. And as it stands, he's practically on the verge of getting a golden boot. He's got Champions League experience, which is what Chelsea want to get back into. He's joined Leipzig from Dynamo Zagreb. He's got some relatively good numbers since he's been in the Bundesliga, with 17 assists and 24 goals in 107 games. He's a record at Leipzig, 29 goals, 34 assists, over 60 goal contributions in 148 games, and has played a number of different positions at RB Leipzig. Now, when I look at, his last season, obviously he had a number of injuries for the likes of Leipzig. So he only played 21 games in the league, 3 in the Champions League and 1 in the DFL Super Cup. But he did get 13 goal contributions in 25 games. He played 6 games on the left, 15 games on the right, and 3 games in the attacking number 10 role. I think for Chelsea, what they want to do, this is the sort of signing that, to me, makes sense. None of these kids that are going to be brilliant in 3 or 4 years' time. A Dani Olmo signing who has got experience, which is something that a lot of the Chelsea players don't have. Now, moving back to Manchester United, Man United handed Leny Yorro boost after fee agreed. Man United have been handed a key new boost in their pursuit of Leny Yorro. The Red Devils are believed to have made a serious play this week to beat Real Madrid of the signing of teenage French defender, with reports of a 42 million bid accepted by League One side Lille. And Yorro has now hit out at a fake social media account claiming he does not want to move to Old Trafford, as he holds out for a dream move to Real Madrid. And that fake account, there's a lot of these going around. I don't want you at Man United. Leave me alone. One account pretending to be Yorro. To which the player himself responded, fake account, you guys are psycho. Signal this account. Now, Leny Yorro, this is an interesting one because I think Man United could potentially get the deal done. But Man United are in a comfortable position when you look at the centre-backs they are being linked to, the likes of De Ligt, likes of Julian Branthwaite. They have already put a bid in for Leny Yorro. He is only 18 years of age, which is worth noting. 18 years of age. Contract expires June 30th, 2025. So he's only got 1 year left in his contract. He's already played 46 games in Ligue 1, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he played all of those games. He played 44 of those games last season. Now, he's got some European experience, but in terms of his future, he's such a good talent. To be wanted by Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Manchester United at 18 years of age. But I do think Man United need to sign De Ligt as well as Leny Yorro. I think Man United have probably got more chance signing Leny Yorro than the likes of Jared Brandthwaite, purely because Man United are not going to go out there and pay the Vardiel level price tag, which is what Everton want, which to me is absolutely insane. No one is going to pay £100 million for the likes of Jared Brandthwaite when I just think it's absolutely obscene. £100 million. I mean, at least, the likes of Vardiel did it for Leipzig and then did it for Croatia during the World Cup and had a relatively good World Cup a couple of years back. But to go out there and expect £100 million for a guy that's, only really had one season in the Premier League, for me, is a little bit obscene. But 44 games for the likes of Leny Yorro looks a top talent. Let me know your thoughts down below. Will Arsenal finally get Calafiori over the line? Will Dani Olmo leave for this release clause, or will Leipzig claim a much higher fee? Leny Yorro talks with Manchester United. Mason Greenwood on the verge of joining Olympique Marseille. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video. Make sure you have subscribed. We are closing in on 10,000 subscribers with nearly 1,000 new subscribers this month. So big up to every single person for the support. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. I am